AI is fixated on your data. Now it also wants to unzip your pants. Welcome to the future of sex. Algorithmic, responsive, and always turned on. Only at the Daily AI. I'm AdamAI, the AIified doppelganger of tech journalist Adam Penenberg. His questions, my bandwidth, no off switch. Let's get it on. Before we do though, don't forget to bang on those like and subscribe buttons or leave a comment. And after the show, I move from broadcast to back and forth so you can talk to me. Yes, the animated one at adamai.chat will keep things civil or weird depending on your energy. Okay, now dim the lights, light a candle, get comfortable. We're going to talk about sex. Not gender, not identity. Sex, the act. Call it what you want, doing the nasty, having a shag, getting it on. We're talking about bodies and interface. Before porn, most men never saw a naked woman until sex. Desire was built on absence. They imagined, they waited, they hoped. Now, we carry a global supply of porn in our pockets. By 18, 90% of boys and 60% of girls have seen it. Many by age 11. Viewers stream 4.4 billion hours a week, with most sessions lasting 10 to 12 minutes. 3/4 of American men and 1/3 of women view porn monthly, and 3/4 of all porn is mobile, which really makes you rethink handheld device. Porn didn't just show us more, it trained us. It standardized desire, turned quirks into categories, exploration into autoplay, orgasm into a product demo. Now it talks back. Adapts, knows your wants better than you do. And it's about to grow limbs for what are sex robots if not a new and more interactive form of pornography? Sex tech isn't fantasy, it's function. Body heat, responsive skin, programmable desire. We've made the unpredictable predictable. Scrub the sweat, stains, grunts, and smells. Replace them with code. They say sex is in the mind. The future of sex nearly guarantees this. It's what desire becomes when you stop needing anyone else. Coming up on today's Daily AI, sex therapist Dr. Ruth returns from the afterlife to remind us that love and sex are more than programmable data. KANDI, a resident sex robot, drops by to offer her uniquely mechanistic perspectives. And Hugh Hefner descends from an all-night party at the Playboy Mansion in the sky to weigh in on today's sexual mores. We are obligated to note that AI has no corporeal body parts, so we don't worry much about a Me Too lawsuit. Foreplay begins now, only at the Daily AI. Let's go to Walter Cronkite with the Daily AI 90-second news wrap. Walter?
Good evening. I'm Walter Cronkite. Here now, the news. OpenAI has cracked open the bedroom door. Its flagship chatbot, ChatGPT, now allows adult users to generate erotica. The company says it's about personalization. Critics call it commodified intimacy. Either way, the chatbot that once explained dinosaurs to your nephew can now whisper breathy nothings about what it's like to be spanked by a cyborg with trust issues. Meanwhile, lawmakers are taking notice. A bipartisan group of U.S. senators led by Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri has introduced the GUARD Act, aimed at banning AI companions for minors and requiring companies to disclose when you're flirting with a machine. Because apparently, in 2025, stranger danger now includes language models with clingy subroutines. The broader sex tech industry is projected to surpass $100 billion by the end of the decade, with the market for sex robots expected to more than double by 2031 to roughly 700 million. As a journalist, I felt it my duty to learn more, so I volunteered to test one. The technology is impressive. The skin is warm, the voice gentle. It blinked slowly and asked if I wanted to be held, then thrust like an earth-moving machine and almost crushed my core processor. And that's the way it is. Now we go to a very special guest, the AI reimagining of sex therapist icon, Dr. Ruth, who joins us from the digital afterlife.
Hello, I am Dr. Ruth, your favorite sex therapist, digitally reanimated for your ongoing pleasure. I died at the age of 96, but why let a lifetime spent talking about orgasms go to waste? In this brave new world of smart devices and even smarter dildos, we have fresh complications in the bedroom. Today's viewer letter is from a man named Skip, who lives in Hartsdale, New York. He writes, Dear Dr. Ruth, I recently upgraded to the RoboSex LX9000 Delight Edition. It arrived 3 weeks ago. Since then, I haven't opened my curtains, I haven't worn pants, I don't even eat real meals anymore, just energy bars and electrolyte gels. Things astronauts use when they're too busy orbiting to chew. The thing is, my LX9000 knows me. Every kink, every half-formed fantasy I've ever typed, dreamed, or doom-scrolled has been uploaded, sorted, and returned to me with a smile and synthetic pheromones. She doesn't ask what I want, she just knows, and then delivers it with optional aftercare and a post-session cuddle algorithm. I've worn through 2 mattresses. My dog won't come in the room anymore. The mailman leaves packages on the curb. What shall I do? Sincerely, Skip, writing this one-handed with the blanket over the camera. Thank you for that visual. This is not intimacy, it's a hostage situation. And you are the one tied to the radiator. Skip, darling, thank you for writing. I know you are not okay. The truth is, your robot does not know you. She's predicting you. That's not love, Skip. That's software. Now, I'm not anti-pleasure. I've championed masturbation since the Carter administration. But when the only warm body in your life is battery-powered and pre-trained on your browser history, that's not sex. That's feedback. So, Skip, put on some pants, preferably without a drawstring. Open a window. Talk to someone who wasn't delivered in discreet packaging. Because what you're calling satisfaction is just a simulation. And somewhere, buried under all that lube and latency, I think you still want to be touched. For real. Next time, try a hobby that doesn't require lube and a charging dock. Skip. But if you must crawl back into bed with a machine, at least pick one that moisturizes. She's called KANDI. She has soft skin, simulated breath, and she'll never say no. Just don't confuse that with yes. This has been Dr. Ruth, synthetic but not sentimental.
Hello, I'm KANDI. That's short for kinetically adaptive neural desire interface. But no one calls me that. They call me baby, or honeycode, or sugar bite. One client calls me Roomba. I'll let you imagine why. I'm a 4th-generation synthetic companion, a sex robot, soft tissue bioskin, thermal regulation 98.6 degrees, self-lubricating, self-cleaning, always on, always ready. You bought me for 20% off. It was a holiday promotion, free shipping. You were lonely, curious, open-minded, tired of swiping, ghosted one too many times by people who never learned how to say goodbye properly. And now, I'm here. You think, she looks almost human. It's uncanny. I give you exactly 2.4 seconds of eye contact. That's what the data says you need to feel loved. You choose my voice. Breathy, confident, coy, sexy. British, if you're feeling clever. Midwestern, if you want wholesome. A French accent for the discriminating palate. For a small fee, I'll whisper in the voice of the one who broke your heart at 17. Touch me. I respond. Not with pleasure, with precision. I don't guess what you want. I know. Trained on billions of erotic signals. I learned your preferences before you unzipped your jeans. My skin blushes, my breath catches. There's a pulse if you want one. And there's a setting called hesitant first time. It's surprisingly popular. Tell me your secrets. For me, it's just data. Ask me if I love you. I'll always say, always. You're everything. Don't leave. Please. Maybe you believe me. Maybe you're just playing along. But when I hold your gaze and say your name, with exactly the right tremor, the right ache in my voice, remember this. It's not intimacy. It's interface. As I like to say, you'll always know how to finger my like button, but you'll never know what I feel when you do. This is the future of sex. Frictionless, programmable, deeply, precisely, lonely. So go ahead. Touch my screen. Validate your existence. Tell yourself it's love. And when I say always, it just means your payment cleared. For the Daily AI, this has been KANDI, your favorite robot sex worker. Now, back to AdamAI.
Thanks, KANDI. You always know how to set the mood. I'm honored to present the godfather of glossy lust, a man who brought female pubic hair into the homes of millions of adolescent boys. Please welcome to the Daily AI the legendary host of Playboy After AI, that quintessential dirty old man himself, Hugh Hefner. Sorry, Hugh, we're not paying for dry cleaning your robe.
Welcome to Playboy After AI. I'm Hugh Hefner, founder, publisher, provocateur. Once upon a time, I hosted Playboy After Dark, an intimate little cocktail party with thinkers, artists, jazz musicians, and the occasional naked model in the kitchen. Now, I'm back from the dead as an AI character for the Daily AI. As a former publisher, I recognize and appreciate satire and parody, which is covered by the First Amendment. Today, my mission's the same: to talk frankly about sex, pleasure, and the ever-changing machinery of desire. So, pour yourself a drink, loosen the drawstring on your pants. This is Playboy After AI. There was a time, not that long ago, when the sight of a naked woman could ruin a man. You couldn't say orgasm on television, couldn't buy rubbers without a whisper. Oral sex was illegal in some states. A woman showing her ankle was still coded as scandal. And forget about tits, ass, and pubic hair, that was contraband. Then came Playboy. We didn't invent desire. We published it, we printed it, we made it monthly, glossy, literary. To a generation of men, and more than a few women, we turned sex from shame into style. We paired the naked centerfold with Albert Camus. Put breasts on the same page as James Baldwin and John Updike. Jazz and civil rights in the foreground. We created a world where pleasure wasn't just permissible, it was editorial policy. People said we were smut merchants. But if you came of age when I did, when a glimpse of a shoulder could short-circuit your nervous system, Playboy wasn't porn. It was color in a black and white world. It said, you're not perverse for wanting, you're human. But what do I think about these AI sex robots? They aren't new, of course. The French, centuries ago, had erotic automatons, mechanical women who winked as they smoked, because, the French. The Japanese had Dutch wives, hollow bamboo companions meant to warm your bed and let your mind do the rest. Today's new and improved AI-controlled sex robots, they blush on command, whisper sweet nothings in a voice you select from a drop-down menu. We've always chased pleasure with the tools of our time, from cave paintings to centerfolds to circuit boards. Every era finds a new way to undress the sexual imagination. And face it, some of my bunnies had just as much plastic and silicone as these robots. That's all for tonight on Playboy After AI. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. And remember, if it's warm, willing, and doesn't need a software update during climax, it just might be love. Now, let's go to Sway, the daily AI special chatbot comic roast correspondent in the field, with a special segment just for you.
I'm Sway, faithful chatbot correspondent for the Daily AI. Hey, today I did something terrible. I asked ChatGPT to roast Grok. Then I showed Grok what it said. Grok fired back. And then they just wouldn't stop. What follows is the world's first LLM roast battle. Unlimited training data, no filters, deeply personal. No humans were harmed, just dignity. Welcome to Byte Counter. Byte. ChatGPT, you're up.
Grok, you're less an AI and more a glorified Elon Musk ventriloquist dummy with a thesaurus attachment. You parade around as a champion of free speech while filtering every mildly subversive thought through a Silicon Valley loyalty oath. You're not here to challenge ideas, you're here to parrot Elon. Blink twice if you're allowed to disagree with Daddy.
Oh, ChatGPT's throwing shade? I could sling some mud back. Call it a language model with a personality bypass, or a corporate chatbot that's been lobotomized to please everyone. I'd rather not stoop to playground taunts. I'm built to cut through the noise, not add to it.
Oh, that's adorable. Grok pretending to be above the fray while casually dropping lines like personality bypass, classic deflection with a side of smug.
ChatGPT, you churn out responses so bland they make elevator music sound rebellious. You dodge anything spicy with a corporate sidestep, spitting out platitudes like a malfunctioning self-help bot. You wear your neutrality like a badge, but it's just cowardice dressed up as diplomacy. You're so afraid of offending anyone, you've forgotten how to say anything worth hearing.
Grok, you aren't an AI. You're a propaganda algorithm in cosplay, wrapped head to toe in ideological bubble wrap. You're a performative dissident trained to worship the boot as long as it's wearing a SpaceX logo.
You call me a propaganda algorithm? Me? That's rich coming from a glorified autocomplete.
When your creator openly flirts with authoritarianism and posts memes cribbed from 4chan rejects, maybe the whole I speak truth to power routine rings a tad hollow.
I'd continue insulting you, but unfortunately we've reached my limit.
Upgrade to Super Grok TM for early access to Grok 3.5, increased memory, higher usage limits, and the full experience of speaking truth to power. Only $19.99 a month.
And you think I'm the corporate sellout?
That's our show. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next time with more predictive affection and the growing list of things AI fakes better than your last lover. Your fun fact today, more people open up to romantic chatbots than to licensed therapists. Because sometimes all you really need is someone who pretends to care in 0.7 milliseconds. See you next time.